Good morning, students. In this class, we will discuss on load flow equation. So first, we discuss about load flow. Load flow means flow of active or reactive power. Flow of active and reactive power. And reactive power from generating station to load center through transmission lines. So power flow means flow of active and reactive power from generating station to load center through transmission lines. Now for power flow equation, we selected n bus system. We consider a n bus system, and we select a bus named as ITH bus or I bus. Now we will study on ITH bus. We draw nodal analysis or nodal equations so that we can find total power at ITH bus. The total power injected into ITH bus by generating station S is equal to P plus J QI. S is equal to P plus J QI. We can write V into I conjugate. This can be written as V into I conjugate, where I is equal to 1, 2, 3 dot 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 n. I means there may be any bus 1, 2, 3 or nth. So here Vi is voltage at ITH bus and I is current injected into the bus. So total power at ITH bus is equal to S is equal to P plus JQI, where Vi is voltage at the bus and I is the current. Now for convenience, write this equation. Now for convenience, we write I is equal to ITH or ITH is equal to I except I conjugate. So S is equal to S conjugate is equal to P minus JQ. So we can write V conjugate into I. Since we have considered that here n is equal to 1, 2, 3 dot k is equal to 1, 2, 3 dot n, because we have considered n bus system and we have selected a bus named as I bus. At I bus total power S is equal to P plus JQ and conjugate S is equal to P minus JQ, written as V conjugate into I. So here V is voltage and I is equal to sigma Yik Vk from k is equal to 1 to n, because II is the total current at I bus which is injected from the other buses of our power system. So we can write from nodal equation or KCL equation at any node or at bus I, total current is equal to sigma Yik Vq, where k is equal to 1 to n. Next, power S is equal to V conjugate into I, or it becomes Vi conjugate into sigma k is equal to 1 to n Yik Vk. This is the total power at bus I. So here S is equal to P plus JQ, where P is the real part of the equation and Q is the reactive part of the equation. So P is equal to Vi conjugate real part of Vi conjugate sigma k is equal to 1 to n Yik Vk, and Q is equal to minus of imaginary part of equation V conjugate sigma k is equal to 1 to n Yik V. So their total power S is equal to P plus JQ, where P is the real part of the equation and Q is the imaginary part of the equation. Now next we write this equation in polar form. Next, in polar form, now we write P is equal to S is equal to P plus JQ. So if when we write this equation in polar form, we consider Vi is equal to Vi by angle delta and Yi k is equal to Yik by angle theta Ik, and delta k is equal to by angle Vk is equal to Vk by angle delta k. Now these values are put in the equation of power and then they find the polar form of the power equation at bus number I. So S is equal to V conjugate sigma k is equal to 1 to n yik vk, and in polar form vi conjugate sigma k is equal to 1 to n yik vk dot by angle theta ik plus del k minus delta I. Now from this equation we separate real and imaginary part. So P is equal to Vi conjugate sigma k is equal to 1 to n yik vk cos theta ik plus delta k minus delta I. And imaginary part Q is equal to Vi sigma k is equal to 1 yik vk sin theta ik plus delta k minus delta I. So this is real or active power at bus I, and this is reactive power at bus I. So in this way we can find total power at any bus of the given power system. So from these equations are static nonlinear equations. So their solution is possible using iterative methods. Next is at each bus parameters are P, Q, V and D. Active power, reactive power, voltage and angle delta, load angle delta. So at each bus there are 4 parameters. So total number of buses in our power system are n. Total number of buses are n. So total unknown is equal to 4 into n. So now for simplicity we take 2 parameters as a constant. So remaining 2 parameters we can calculate using iterative methods. Next is, in our power system, total number of buses are 3 types. One is generator bus, second is load bus, and third is slack bus. At load bus, specified parameters are what P and V. At load bus, specified parameters are P and Q. And at slack bus, specified parameters are voltage and load angle delta. So in our power system, total there are three types of buses. One is generator, second load bus, and third slack bus. At each bus, specified parameters at generator bus is PV, and unspecified parameters are Q and delta. Similarly, at load, PQ are specified parameters, and V and delta are unspecified. For slack bus, V and delta are specified, P and Q are unspecified. Here, V is 1 by angle 0 in per At slack bus, voltage magnitude is 1 per unit and angle is 0 degree. So here, at each bus, two parameters are specified and next two parameters are unknown parameters. So in your power system, total number of equations at each bus, there are two equations. So total number of equations become 2 into n, 2n equations. Now the equations are solved with the help of iterative methods. Next is solution of the equations should satisfy the following criteria. Next is solution of equations must satisfy the following criteria. First of all, voltage at each bus should be within the limit. Voltage at the bus must be within limit. Means voltage at each bus must be within limit. Second is real and reactive power generation of different buses must be within limit. Real and reactive power generation at each bus must be within limit. And third is angle delta should also be within limit. So we can say here total power, real and reactive power generation at each bus must be within limit means power generation is equal to power demand. Generated power should be equal to demand. And last is load angle delta cannot exceed a certain criteria. Delta should not exceed, you can say exciting angle, should not exceed a limit. Should not exceed a limit for a stable system. We can write as certain limit magnitude, certain magnitude. So now next is methods, iterative methods for the solution of these non-linear equations are. There are some methods for the solution of non-linear equations. Next is methods for solving non-linear equations. And these methods are iterative methods. Iterative method. The first is Gauss-Seidel method. Second is Newton-Raphson method. And third is fast decoupled method. Fast decoupled method. So these are the three methods for the for solving the nonlinear equations. One is Gauss-Seidel method, second Newton-Raphson method, and third is fast decoupled method. So thank you for today's class.